ran for governor of California. I got 3.5 million votes, which is kind of interesting because I didn't make the first debate stage. And the whole point behind having criteria is to make sure that anybody that fogs up a mirror who thinks he wants to run for president can't demand a spot on the debate stage. And I get that. But I ran for governor, got 3.5 million votes. There were 46 people who wanted to replace Gavin Newsom. I finished number one of all the other replacement candidates. I got 49% of the total vote on the replacement side. The next highest person, and there were independents, Republicans, and Democrats that ran, next highest person got 9%. The highest Republican after me got 7%. And I got in with just 8 weeks left. In 8 weeks, I raised $27 million. 150,000 individual donors. Half of them came from outside of California. California has 58 counties. On the replacement side, I carried 57 and 58. And by the way, I wasn't the state party person that they wanted. They wanted a guy named Kevin Faulconer. He was a two-term mayor of San Diego. The National Party wanted Faulconer. Kevin McCarthy told all the Republicans in the House in California to stay out of the race unless it was Kevin Faulconer. I carried San Diego County by 30 points. And I thought at some point, when it was obvious I was the guy that the base wanted, that the national and state party would either endorse me or give me some verbal support or give me some money. They did neither.
So why do you think they didn't? Is it because you think...
I wasn't the guy. I wasn't the establishment. I was complete total grassroots. I mean, I never ran for anything. I didn't think I was going to get into the race. The others had been running for months. I got in the last minute, and I went to the top right away. I shocked them.
You said it so fast as if it's not a big deal. $27 million, 8 weeks, 150,000 donors, 50%
right.
Not in the state of California.
And by the way, there was a recall election in 2003 in California. That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor. Since then, there are 5% more registered Democrats in California. There are 33% fewer registered Republicans and 50% more registered independents. And independents in California vote Democrat. So with the battlefield far more daunting, I did just as well as Arnold Schwarzenegger did. He got 49%, I got 49%.
Why do you think it wasn't even close and Newsom won it and it wasn't even like a converse? It was 61, 63%, ended up being 60%. Why do you think that?
I got outspent about 10-1. And for a while, the recall part was in the margin of error. And they were scared bleepless. In came Obama, in came Joe Biden, in came all the money, teachers union, and they turned it around, and he ended up keeping his job pretty comfortably. However, he had to spend 50% more to retain his job than he did to get his job. But they turned it into a national race. They said, if you watch the commercials, and I can count the ridges on my thumb now because of it, I've taken one picture with Donald Trump. Both of us had our thumbs up. So every commercial was a picture of Elder and Trump side by side with our thumbs up. And the line was always the same. Stop the Republican takeover. Nobody said Gavin Newsom was doing a great job the way he shut down the state in a more severe way than anybody else. Gavin Newsom was doing a great job on education, doing a great job on budget, on crime, on homelessness. They never said that. They just said, stop the Republican takeover. And Republicans are outnumbered in California 3-1. And that's all they had to do. There hasn't been a Republican who's won statewide in California in 20 years.
Tom?
I think there's something else, too. It's very, very interesting is as you were rattling off those, and it's because you know them by heart, but I think they're really, for people listening, there needs to be kind of a more of an understanding here. There were 4 individuals that were in the top 4, including 2 Democrats, to be the replacement candidate. What you're talking about, the number 2 guy, Kevin Pafferth, was a Democrat. He was the guy with 9%. So there was people in California that wanted this Dem to replace Gavin Newsom. And when you're talking about 3.5 million votes, hats off to you for that. But when it came for the recall, you got 4.9 million votes. It was 38% in favor of the recall, and you were the recall candidate. So, and the other thing I looked at, I want to know what you thought about it. You just talked about that they put you with Trump, and it was defeat Trumpism and all that. But they also kind of turned it into a mono-topic election. It was all about COVID. This is a matter of life and death was actually a COVID ad that they spent more airtime on than any of the other ads, even on the you and Trump. So they created this scare element. Is that how you read it?
That's part of it. They said that I was anti-vaccine, even though I've been double vaxxed.
You said you had been vaccinated.
Yeah, but I oppose mandates. I oppose the mask mandates. I oppose the vaccine mandates. I oppose the shutdown. So that translated into Elder is anti-vax. CNN interviewed me for about a half hour, and I told them that young people are not likely to get COVID. They're not likely to get really sick. They're not likely to be hospitalized. Not likely to die. But that's not true according to the CDC. Blah blah blah. Turns out, of course, I was right. Yeah. Nobody said nobody apologized. The other thing though that happened in this one, as opposed to 2003, in 2003 the Democrat lieutenant governor ran on the replacement side as well. And that took a lot of the vote away from Gray Davis, the then incumbent. So they did not want to repeat that same mistake. There was some rumor that the two-term former mayor of L.A., Antonio Villaraigosa, a Democrat, was going to run on the replacement side. And I heard that they made some sort of deal so he wouldn't do it. Had he been in that race, it would have been a different ballgame.
They paid his prior campaign debts was one of the rumors.
That's what I heard.
But by the way,
I wasn't going to repeat that. Thank you for doing that.
Do you regret getting vaxxed at this point?
That's BizDoc research. So if the BizDoc is wrong, it's not Larry.
Sue Tom, don't sue me.
Are you at this point? Do you regret getting vaxxed, or no? You're fine with the decision you made.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have done it.
You wouldn't have.
My doctor told me I am over 65 years old. I'm 71. I know I look good. Black don't crack. the elder the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
Oh, we went there.
Yeah.
I'm over 65. I have high blood pressure, and I have a rare blood condition. And so because of these comorbidities, as they're called, he strongly recommended that I get vaccinated. Looking back at it, I think that, and I did get COVID after getting vaccinated, I think I would have been just fine.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.